Are you wanting high-speed internet but don't have access to PUD fiber? Try Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet from LocalTel. Call 888-8888 today.
Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and what a day today. We'll talk more about that in a second, but this is looking down from our Sky-Fi camera up in the Brewster area, looking back down at the Columbia River. Still a little bit of snow up that way, but I'll tell you what, because of the wind and the warm temperatures today, that really did disappear. And let me just give you a few facts about today's weather. We set a record high temperature this morning at around 4:20 a.m. at 61 degrees. Our old record was 57 degrees. And then again, we broke that record this afternoon between 1 and 2 o'clock, where we saw a high temperature of 63 degrees today. And keep in mind, 39 degrees is our normal high temperature for this time of year. And as far as wind goes, we had a wind gust this morning between 4 and 5 a.m. of 57 miles an hour. And we're seeing some pretty strong wind out there as well. We'll let you know when that wind will let up a little bit, and we'll have a peek at your weekend forecast a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Department of Licensing computer glitch leaves nearly 7,000 Washington voters unregistered. And renting out a vacation home in Chelan County will likely become more restrictive in the future. But first, we begin tonight. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office reports a 25-year-old Kirkland man was fatally injured in a skiing accident at Mission Ridge Ski Resort yesterday afternoon. Witnesses said Brian A. Scott was skiing when he lost control on the lip run at about 12:05 p.m. and collided with a tree. According to Sheriff's spokesman Rich Magnuson, Mission Ridge ski patrollers responded. Scott was transported down to the base where a Lifeline ambulance crew took over the life-saving efforts but were unsuccessful. Well, if you woke up this morning with no electricity, you were not alone. Numerous scattered power outages were reported this morning in Chelan and Douglas County as that windstorm we talked about, packing gusts up to 55 miles an hour. Chelan County PUD crews were out early repairing outages in the Aniat Valley, where 175 customers were affected. About 100 customers on Wenatchee's south side were also knocked off the grid for about an hour. In Douglas County, PUD crews restored power to customers along Grant Road. The winds also knocked down trees along a portion of State Route 971 in the Navarre-Cooley Road, forcing its closure for about an hour. No other damages were reported and no injuries resulted. A Department of Licensing computer glitch caused an error in Washington's motor voter system, leaving nearly 7,000 voters unregistered in the state. Of those, there are 232 in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanogan counties. There are 81 affected voters in Chelan County, 42 in Douglas, 77 voters in Grant County, and 42 in Okanogan County. Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore says fortunately the error was caught in time to still get ballots out to those voting in the February 13th election.
We found out yesterday about those 81 voters. We took the high priority ones, which were ones that would be affected in the current election. We have an election going on for Kashmir School District, Aniat, and the Pater School District. So we wanted to make sure that we looked at the list. Voters impacted in those districts were taken care of. We wound up with 4 names that were impacted based upon those school districts. 3 of them were new voters. We've got them entered into our system, and the ballots will go out today. The 4th of those voters was a voter who was already in our system, but as a result of the new information was moved out of the district. That voter had not returned their ballot, so we were able to also remove them from the district so that they're in the correct district for voting.
Of the 42 affected voters in Douglas County, only 3 live in school districts where the February 13th election comes into play, and all of those ballots were sent out yesterday. Renting out a vacation home in Chelan County will likely become more restrictive in the future. Commissioners say the rental market is exploding in areas such as Lake Chelan and Leavenworth thanks to websites such as VRBO and Airbnb.
We received some early reports that the number of vacation rental homes that are being offered is about double of what we considered a very large number to begin with.
Commissioner Doug England says the county's Department of Community Development is in the process of drafting new rules to address, among other issues, neighboring property owner and nuisance complaints.
What we're trying to find is a system of regulations that can take advantage of them, but at the same time protect what we have here. And it will be a time-consuming and a very, in some ways, complicated issue that we have to address. A lot of areas, in fact, most areas now are being forced to address it. And I've used vacation rentals myself in other places, and so they can work out very well. But too many times, if they're not taken care of, if they're not regulated, they become very much of a problem in a neighborhood.
Planners are in the process of developing an inventory of rental properties and are currently conducting a survey of property owners in advance of drafting new regulations. There's a local clothing drive happening this Sunday at the Valley View Seventh-day Adventist Church from 10 to 2. NCW Life's Megan McPherson reports.
Everybody, we're here with Shauna Larson at God's Closet. Shauna, what is God's Closet?
God's Closet is a nonprofit organization where we provide families with kids' clothing size newborn through 14-16, and some even bigger than that, some adult clothing. And it's free of charge. There is $1 per family that is charged at the door, but other than that, everything else is free. We have coats, dresses, baby equipment, strollers, bouncy seats, whatever is needed.
This Sunday is going to be your third God's Closet, is that correct?
Yes, it's our third one. Our doors open at 10. We run till 2. We're going to be giving 3 bags of clothing to each family that comes.
How many items of clothing have you given away so far?
Well, the first giveaway, we figured we had about 15,000 pieces of clothing, and this is probably our biggest giveaway because we've got so much. We have over 230 boxes of clothing.
How can people help out with this?
People can donate clothing. That's probably the biggest thing, is donating, giving back to the community. And everybody is welcome to come. You don't have to be poor or needy or, anybody is welcome to come. 1201 10th Street Northeast in East Wenatchee.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Shauna.
All right.
Megan McPherson, NCW Life News.
Thank you, Megan. Coming up next, Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson has filed another legal challenge to the Trump administration, and the 15th annual Building North Central Washington Home Show gets underway tomorrow. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Hi there, my name's Patrick and I'm the branch manager here at New American Funding. Applying for a home loan is an exciting time. You may have a lot of questions about how to meet your home loan goals, the loan process, or your borrowing options. We're here to help. We do things differently here at New American Funding. Not only do we have an array of loan products and a team of specialists to support you, but we get to know you personally. We want to earn your trust and business for life. So stop by our Wenatchee or Chelan office or give us a call today.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Welcome back. In another news, Attorney General Bob Ferguson has filed another legal challenge to the Trump administration. This time it's over the Environmental Protection Agency's attempt to suspend the so-called Waters of the U.S. rule that defines what waters qualify under the Federal Clean Water Act.
The controversial WOTUS rule has become a lightning rod issue that pits environmentalists against opponents who view the rule as a threat to private property rights. Ferguson contends that prior to WOTUS, a patchwork of state and federal rules regulated runoff from some upstream bodies of water. He maintains that the rule has particularly helped states like Washington that have waterways impacted by upstream sources in neighboring states. But 4th District Congressman Dan Newhouse defends the administration's actions.
You know, the states already under the Clean Water Act have the authority for many bodies of water that with the WOTUS rules, the federal government, in my estimation, was committing a huge power grab in taking under their wings the governing of those bodies of water. So I think this is a significant decision by the Trump administration with this delay, telling EPA, nope, you've got to work with the states. You've got to do this in a way that will not be an impediment to development, to farming and ranching, to communities across the country.
Newhouse shared his comments on an upcoming edition of NCW Live Channel's 12th District program to be aired on Monday. Meanwhile, Attorney General Ferguson contends the WOTUS rule adds clarity to the laws that protect waterways. He says if the administration wants to change it, in his words, he says it must follow the law. The lawsuit represents Ferguson's 21st legal challenge against the Trump administration since January of 2017. Steve Hare, NCW Live News.
The Building North Central Washington Home Show 2018 is right around the corner. In its 15th year, the BNCW Home Show is a culmination of many premier professional companies covering such areas as building and remodeling, baths, kitchens, landscaping, home interior, outdoor living, home exterior, real estate, finance, home technology, and entertainment, and many other home-related products and services. Besides vendors and information booths, the three-day event will also feature workshops, a maker's market area, as well as inflatables and a miniature construction zone for the kids. It all kicks off Friday at the Town Toyota Center from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Those hours on Saturday are from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and everything wraps up on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tickets are available at the door and are $6 for adults, $4 for seniors, and free admission for kids under 12. Also, bring a few non-perishable food items with you to the show to benefit Serve Wenatchee Valley, and you'll receive a $1 off your admission ticket. Well, it's almost showtime for those participating in the 18th annual Wenatchee Jazz Workshop taking place at Eastmont High School. The workshop pairs 6 professional jazz musicians and instructors with jazz band students from 6 middle and high schools from Wenatchee and Eastmont for an entire week. Professional saxophonist Tom Peterson has been involved in the jazz workshop from the very beginning. He says the reason he continues to come back to the Wenatchee Valley for the event is simple.
Oh, the students and the joy of doing this and the feeling of being able to give back. So yeah, that's really it. And I'm telling you, the support that we get here it's incredible. And also, this is a program like this, it only happens here. I don't know that it happens anywhere else in the country. Exactly like this, it's the best.
And over these 18 years, has kids' interest in music or maybe their talent level, has anything changed in kids over these last 18 years?
Well, that's our hope, of course. You know, I mean, all of the people that are in these bands, they're not going to go on and be musicians or teachers. But if they can't be that, maybe they can be patrons. And as a matter of fact, we probably need more patrons than we do more musicians, you know. We need to support the arts, and that's what we're trying to do here.
Through the day today, each guest musician worked with students in his or her respective section one last time, sitting among the students, teaching the language and techniques of jazz music. The LA6 Pro musicians will perform tonight at 7:30 at the New American Performing Arts Center, followed by a performance by the students on Friday nights, also at 7:30. Admission to the concerts is free of charge. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come right here on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
I gotta tell you, I'm nervous. Selling your home, it's a big step.
Can we find the right buyer in this market?
Look at our website. When someone looks at your home, I can tell how ready they are to buy. See that number? The closer it is to 100, the closer they are to buying. So, I know who to zero in on.
So you have a secret weapon.
You mean, we have a secret weapon.
I like that. Oh, what do you think of the wallpaper?
I love that touch.
Winter weather has arrived in the Wenatchee Valley, and it's no fun to be stuck outside in the cold, and your dog or cat don't appreciate it either. Paws and Claws Veterinarian Hospital would like to remind you that your pet is susceptible to hypothermia and frostbite just like you. After going outside, wipe off their paws to prevent them from licking de-icer or antifreeze. Dr. Shauna Bayes and her staff care about your pets. If your pet needs medical attention, call 888-PAWS or find them on 4th and Nile in East Wenatchee.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a good Thursday, even though Eastmont and Wenatchee boys and girls basketball teams have one more game left tomorrow night. We already know their matchups for the Big Nine play-in games next week. Here's what we know so far for sure on the girls' side. Wenatchee is the number 6 seed no matter what happens with their final game tomorrow night against Eisenhower. So they'll be on the road Tuesday either at Eastmont or Davis. If they play at Eastmont, it will be at 5:45 in the afternoon. Eastmont will host no matter what Tuesday, and their game time will be at 5:45 either against Wenatchee or West Valley. We'll have that live on the NCW Life channel with yours truly and Grant Olson. On the boys' side, it gets a little more complicated. Eastmont is the number 6 seed no matter what happens tomorrow at Sunnyside and will be on the road on Tuesday. Now, they could either play at Wenatchee or at Moses Lake. Wenatchee would earn the number 3 seed and host Eastmont Tuesday if they beat Eisenhower tomorrow and Moses Lake loses to Davis. Any other combination of a Wenatchee loss or Davis win would put the Panthers in as the 4 seed, which would mean a game Tuesday at home against West Valley. If Wenatchee hosts Eastmont Tuesday, the game would start at 8. If they host West Valley, the game starts at 7 o'clock. Either way, we'll have it for you live on the NCW Life channel with Ian Dunn and Mark Miller. Well, the brackets are set for the 4A Region 3 Wrestling Tournament. That's in Eisenhower in Yakima on Saturday morning. Eastmont sends 4 wrestlers to the regionals, while Wenatchee has 3. Wildcats' Adrian Vivanco takes on Sumner's C.J. Richmond in the first round at 132 pounds. Eastmont's Cesar Sidio faces Rogers of Puyallup's Lennox Anderson at 138 pounds. Brett Womack of Eastmont takes on Bellarmine Prep's Daniel Landenberg in a first-round match. That's at 170. Teammate Christian Tonga has a wrestle-in match at 285 pounds against G. Watson, and they did not list his school. For the Panthers, Ronan Haynes also with a wrestle-in match at 182 pounds against T. Jensen, also no school listed. His weight class teammate Lucas Carranza faces Hunter Briggs of Rogers of Puyallup. Finally, Jose Galarza has a wrestle-in match at 195 pounds for the Panthers against P. Camarath. They didn't list a school for him either. Again, the regional wrestling tournament for the 4A schools at Eisenhower in Yakima. That starts Saturday morning at 10 a.m. The 1A regional tournament for Cashmere, Cascade, and Chelan wrestlers will be in Medical Lake Saturday, but the tournament has a site on the web has not yet listed brackets. We'll hopefully have those for you tomorrow. Also, just a reminder, some great basketball watching can be had at Eastmont High School Saturday with the Caribou Trail League District Tournament's first round taking place. It all starts at 1 o'clock with a girls' loser-out game between Chelan and Okanagan. That's followed by a boys' loser-out game between Cashmere and Chelan at 3. Then it's on to the district championship, pitting the Cashmere girls against Omak at 5, followed by the Omak-Okanagan boys at 7 o'clock. Jabe Seebeck will be there following the action and have a report Monday on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Shaking up the sports pages yesterday was news Russell Wilson had been traded by the Texas Rangers to the New York Yankees. Wilson reportedly isn't interested in trying to play both football and baseball, but is expected to show up at the Yankees spring training camp. Of course, you remember he and Derek Jeter, good friends. University of Washington's getting a recruit back. Jacob Eason, former starting quarterback for the University of Georgia, is coming back to the Northwest and becoming a Husky. The former Lake Stevens star won't be able to play until 2019 because of NCAA transfer rules, but the UW was happy to announce his decision. Eason was recruited heavily by Washington before deciding to attend Georgia. Finally, in our sports kicker video of the day, adventures in broadcasting sports can sometimes be hazardous, as I found out Tuesday at Eastmont High School.
Wildcats lead the Davis Pirates in a very low-scoring first half. 23-19 our score at half. 19 our score at half. 19 our score at half. 19 our score at half as we got a ball off the head. See, this is a rough and tumble game.
If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? That's posted on our Facebook page if you'd like to comment. On to our features this week. We focus on the top 10 candidates for the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant. Today, Greta Wiersma is the daughter of Don and Sue Wiersma. Educationally, you say education and psychology. So what do you hope to do with that?
I hope to be a teacher, specifically an 8th grade teacher. I loved psychology also, though, in school, so I want to explore more of that, and I know that those two things go really well together, especially with like child development and such. But yeah.
Well, anyone who chooses to be a teacher of 8th graders needs to have a little psychology background, I think.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things that I'm sure they asked you this, okay, trade places with someone, choose somebody, apparently alive or dead. Princess Diana.
Yeah.
Why?
I just have always admired her. I remember reading a book when I was young about her, and of course at first I was just like, she's so pretty, she's a princess, what? But reading about her and the way that she used her position to help other people, and I think that she was a really good example of how you can use where you are to make a difference in the world for whatever like you're passionate about. So I really admired her a lot.
Our next candidate is Lauren Thompson, the daughter of Andrew and Anita Thompson. How long have you thought about this? And I want to know, take me into that conversation with mom and dad about actually choosing to go for Apple Blossom Royalty.
Well, like when I was younger, I looked up to the Apple Blossom. I'm like, wow, that looks so fun. And who doesn't want to be a princess or royalty or things like that? So like coming senior year, I was like, hey, mom and dad, I think I really want to try this and just see what happens.
Say you like to travel.
I do.
And you like to camp.
Mm-hmm.
So combine those two together. What's your favorite place?
Well, I traveled to England a couple years ago and absolutely loved it there. I hope to study abroad there, potentially, in college. So.
Okay. What would it mean for you to be part of the Apple Blossom Court?
I think it'd be a great opportunity to really understand everything this community represents and hopes to represent, and just to really connect with other people in the community as well.
So you're lucky enough there on that Saturday night, February 10th, you are the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you thank?
I would thank my parents, of course, and just like my whole church congregation for supporting me throughout the whole process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To watch the complete interviews with all 10 candidates, visit our website at ncwlife.com and click on Lifestyles. The Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant is Saturday at Wenatchee High School's auditorium. Watch it live here on the NCW Life channel starting at 6:30. Grant is going to be right back to recap our top stories and have your forecast. Thanks for watching NCW Life Evening News.
Every golfer aims to play their best, and smart golfers turn to the Golfer's Edge to get the Golfer's Edge. PGA professional Ed Payne has you covered from tee to green. You can work on your swing or play 18 in air-conditioned comfort on the golf simulator. Tanya's Corner has all the apparel the golfer needs at sale prices. And Ed can even rebuild your favorite set of clubs or custom make you a brand new set. Ask how you can qualify for a free 30-minute lesson at the Golfer's Edge on Mission between Kittitas and Yakima.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your Home bake our most popular pizza, a large cowboy, topped with pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and olives. Just $12. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
Time now for a look at your weather forecast for north central Washington. Before we get to those details, let's take another beautiful look outside our weather window at our Sky-Fi camera up in the Brewster area with just a few clouds out there today. Lots of blue sky, but we did still see some windy conditions this afternoon with gusts around 35 miles an hour and a pretty steady wind, at least in the Wenatchee Valley, of about 20 to 25 miles an hour. And as I mentioned at the top of the newscast, what a weather start to our day today, with wind gusts early this morning in the Wenatchee area reaching 55 miles per hour with steady winds at 32 miles an hour. We also broke a record high temperature at around 4:20 this morning of 61 degrees and then followed that up with a 63-degree reading this afternoon. We did still see, as I mentioned, some locally strong winds this afternoon around 30 miles an hour, and that should decrease as the night progresses. Our wind advisory has expired. That expired at 5 o'clock. The west to southwest winds today, though, were really a lot like many windy days we have in the late winter and early spring here in Wenatchee. Beginning on Friday, we're in for a weather reality check as an Arctic area of high pressure moves down from the north. That'll cool our temperatures back closer to where we should be this time of year, with high temperatures expected to be in the lower to mid 40s through the weekend. We'll also see sunny skies and light winds through the weekend. Monday through the middle of next week, high pressure returns to the Pacific Northwest with sunny skies, light wind, and warmer temperatures into the upper 40s. Let's look at the specifics now and take a look at that forecast. Tonight, we will drop down to a very mild overnight low temperature. It'll be around 32 to 33 degrees overnight. Our forecast for tomorrow, cooler, as I mentioned. We'll see highs tomorrow of 46 degrees, mostly sunny as well on Friday. Lots of sun on Saturday to kick off our weekend in 43. On Sunday, a few more clouds, partly cloudy in 41. And then we begin a slow warm-up Monday through Wednesday with a mixture of clouds and sun. And by Wednesday, we'll see a high temperature once again near 50 degrees. Well, we leave you tonight with a taste of jazz with the Wenatchee Jazz Band at the Jazz Workshop at Eastmont High School earlier today. Enjoy. If you have a video of the day you'd like to see on the NCW Life Evening News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.